The next item on the agenda is a graduation ceremony.
The graduates tonight. Or they didn't come, they will be. Actually, one's sick.
All right. The next item on the agenda is open forum. Everyone sign. Okay. Next item is reports. Dr. Myers.
Just to give you some brief rundowns of key things in the district. Our average daily attendance is at 95.39%. And like we talked about, that's not where we want to be, so we're working on that. Our enrollment this year, as of last Friday, reached 3863, and that's the highest we've had this year. And just to give you an idea of where that's at, that's 209 students above where we were on June the 5th of last year when we closed school. So gained a couple of hundred kids so far. We have a 2-hour early release this Friday for the Christmas holidays, and those holidays are the 22nd of December through January the 2nd. And then on January the 5th, we have a staff development day for our faculty, and our students will be on holiday still. They'll come back on the 6th. We'll observe Martin Luther King Day holiday on January the 19th. And our regular January board meeting will be on January the 20th, and that's a Tuesday evening. And that's all I have. I'll answer any questions.
Any questions for Dr. Myers? Any questions about any of the administrator reports that are in our board book? If not, then the next item on the agenda is bills and payroll. Dr. Myers?
The bills and payroll are up for your review, and as you look through them, we'll be happy, the administrative staff will be happy to try and answer any questions that you have in regard to expenditures.
I had one.
Okay?
Data drop replacements, what is that?
The data,
Go ahead.
we had some data drops done in some different locations for computers, and that's what that's referring to, is the different data drops that we've had throughout the district.
What does that mean?
That means that as we add computers and so forth, that we don't have enough drops, like in a classroom or an area, to be able to connect another computer to our network. So essentially, that's what we're doing.
Okay, so none of these included another drop at the DAEP. Okay, because I know that was something I had mentioned a while back, because they needed some more computers there.
Do you need more computers and things at the DAEP?
That's a hard question, because right now we're doing fine what we've got. We've got 5 in each classroom. We do have data flows. We're looking at doing some things along those lines. Sometimes over the holidays we get some more electricity dropped in. I'm not sure if we'll get that contract and everything, but we're talking about that. We're just not sure where we are in that space right now to go out and spend money without really knowing where we need allocated at.
Okay, thank you.
Did they come replace that temporary setup they had for up at the top there? Did they come? That was a temporary setup, and they were going to come back and fix that. Did they come back and? I don't know who it was. It wasn't our technology. It was.
Oh, no, that's the cabinet. That cabinet is permanent. That's where all the data runs into the building.
And they've got you permanently set up. They didn't have to come back and
Yes,
do it.
it's permanent, right. It's all permanent. What they were doing was they had to add some additional, I don't know what the thing is called, but it's the thing that talks to everybody in the building.
And they did that.
They've come and done that. We've had some other work done with some other things, but yeah, we're, 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 we're okay right now. We're talking about what we need to look at for expansion. Thank you.
Any other questions about bills and payroll? If not, do I have a motion?
I'll make it a motion. Moved.
A motion from Tammy,
Second.
second from Christie. Any other questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. The next item on the agenda is the minutes from the regular meeting of November 17th. Any questions or corrections? If not, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is that Kelly?
Yes.
Motion from Kelly. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second from Sky.
Sorry, I'll write my name down.
Any other questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. The next item on the agenda is the revised substitute pay scale. Dr. Myers?
I was asked to take a look into that, especially on the associate's degree issue with our substitute pay. And as you see there, we've adjusted the pay scale for the associate's degree to fit in between the high school diploma and the bachelor's degree, but non-certified. So we've done that both on the short-term and long-term assignments. So I would ask the board to approve that pay scale.
Do I have a motion, please?
Also moved.
Motion from Tammy. Second, please.
Second.
Second from Christie. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. The next item on the agenda is the revised DEC exhibit absence from duty form.
Okay, this basically is a point of information for the board, just so you're aware. We revised the form that we utilize for absence for duty to make it a little bit more user-friendly, both for our staff members and for the office. And that will go into the policy manual as an exhibit where policies refer to the form for absence for duty. This is what they'll be referring to. Again, it's not part of the policy, but it is administrative procedure. I just wanted to make you aware of that.
So this replaced like the old DEC. Is that right?
It'll replace the old form that we used that was in conjunction with the DEC. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What is assault leave?
Assault leave is when a teacher is assaulted by a student.
Any other questions about that form? If not, the next item on the agenda is the interlocal agreement between Cleveland ISD and the City of Cleveland for placement of school FM antenna on the city radio tower.
I would ask the board to enter into agreement with the city for us to be able to use their tower for our FM transmission, I guess antenna for lack of a better term. Mr. Wright's worked with them on getting the tower and the use of the tower. We've gone back and forth a couple of months on this, and the city's approved it. It's pretty standard. Basically, it says that we assume our responsibilities for our equipment. They accept no responsibilities for our equipment, and if we're not using it, that we need to come take it down. If we don't take it down, then it becomes theirs after a 3-month period. So I would ask the board to approve that.
Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Motion from Kelly. Have a second, please.
I'll second.
Second from Tammy. Any other questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. The next item on the agenda is the 2014 Financial Allocation Study for Texas, or FAST report.
On page 86 of your board packet, you have the complete FAST report for you to review. I would point out that our FAST report is not where we want it to be. Essentially, we received 1 star from the comptroller. This report is basically a weight of expenditures to student outcomes, and we have a ways to go on that. So I would point that, or your attention to that. And as I said, you can look at the other outcomes as far as districts are concerned.
Any questions or discussion about that report?
How do we change that in spending or?
Essentially, our best method to change that is increase our test scores, because it is on a weight from academic success in comparison to dollars spent. So when we have low test scores, essentially we're graded down for that as
So
far
it's
as
just
expenditures.
basically another way of rating you on your test scores.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's, I guess, on efficiency, academic efficiency per dollar spent is what it's a measure of.
Any other questions? The next item on the agenda is the board training hours for current board members. Let me read these statements.
If you don't mind,
Okay.
it'll be legal now.
The statement states, "It is a basic obligation and expectation of a sitting board member to complete the required board training each year. This information will be reflected in the board minutes as Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 training, and will be made available to the public. In accordance with State Board of Education rules, each new board member will receive Tier 1 training, which includes a local district orientation and a basic orientation regarding the Texas Education Code and relevant legal obligations. All sitting board members will receive updates regarding the Texas Education Code after each session of the Texas Legislature, including each regular session and called session related to education." The district orientation has been completed by Ms. Tammy Tullis, who is the only new board member required to complete that. She has also completed the Texas Education Code orientation. In accordance with State Board of Education rules, the following board members met on October the 7th and participated and completed accountability, finance, and legislative updates, Team of 8 training in Devers, Texas, and this is the Tier 2 teamwork training. Myself, Christina Perkerson, Scott Hamilton, Kelly Jinkle-Axton, and Tammy Tullis. The following board members have not completed the required team building training: John Nelson and Lyric Reed. The Tier 3 training is discretionary continuing education. The following board members have exceeded the required number of Tier 3 continuing education hours for the year: Chris Wood, Christina Perkerson, Sky Hamilton, Kelly Jinkle Axton, John Nelson, Lyric Reed, and Tammy Tullis. Any questions or discussion about board training hours? The next item on the agenda is the proposed FFAC local policy. Dr. Myers?
Again, this is the policy that deals with students who have seizures being able to be administered anti-seizure medication intranasally by an LVN, paramedic, and so forth, in a single dose form. The law has changed; they cannot do it in a multi-dose form anymore. And since we do not have, or we only have one RN in our district, and the rest are LPNs or other health professionals, I would ask the board to pass this so that they can get single dose administrations for our students while they're at school.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion from Kelly. Have a second, please.
Second.
Second from Christie. Any other questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. This time, I will call a recess, and the board will go into executive session at
It's a record.
7:05.
This is like